Happy Saturday morning, y'all. You know, it's been almost a week since I come on to see my friends, so I hope your Saturday's going well. I'm out in the garden. I'm in the shade. I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to turn the camera around. We're just going to do a slow walk. Well, yeah, it's going to be slow. I'm still kind of recovering. We're just going to do a walkthrough, but we're not going to end there. We're going to go in the house. I got a whole lot to talk about, a whole lot to catch up on, a whole lot of thank yous. Y'all, did I get some seeds in and some birthday wishes? Oh, and some personal, y'all, they're all sitting on the bar. Buddy checked the P.O. box and it was like all kinds of beautiful blessings. So let's do a walk around the garden. I can't be in the heat too long. And then we're going to go in and we're going to catch up on everything that has happened in the last 8 days. And it's a lot. Lots of good news, lots of not so good news. But I'm here Saturday morning, June 17th, with y'all. So I'd say that's a good Saturday morning. Now you'll see some gaps in here in the mint and oregano. Yes, they got a haircut a few days ago. And the parsley as well. And all the way down here, which there's a reason why these zinnias are laying over. But the oregano on the back side and the thyme under here, those also got harvested a few days ago. Our red rippers, look at this. They were kind of beat up. We had a pretty nasty storm come through. So they got beat up. But they're standing pretty this morning. It's 100% cooler bud back here. Here are those volunteer tomatoes. No, it wasn't. These were the suckers that I didn't label. Okay. Got some blooms. But it's going to be a surprise. Cayennes are loaded. They are turning. Look at that. And this is what I can't get over. Oh, I missed one, bud.
Yeah, I think there's 2 of them in there.
Yep, and I got 8 this morning.
Oh, here's one back here too.
Uh-oh. Bud's finding all kinds of goodies. Let's see. Let's see what he found. Let's come up in here. Oh, my. Oh, yes. Thank you, sir. Yeah, we missed quite a few. But, guys, this is my new home for cucumbers. Oops. Look. They hide so easy. Y'all, a stick touched Buddy's foot and he thought something done got him. Here's the sweet potatoes. Guys, they're just on both sides of the beds.
Breakfast.
Buddy brought me breakfast. That's more like brunch. 5 more, y'all. Was that off a different plant?
Hey, yeah. This old cane we got from deep south down there, it's got a second run on it. It's going again.
Mr. Danny knows how to do it. Uh-oh, y'all look. Y'all look at this. Now kill it. And there's a reason. And there's a reason why we took some stuff out. But I'm just kind of giving y'all a glance. A lot of red coming in. More red. They're all turning on. My lemon boy starting to turn yellow. I'm kind of going slow so y'all can kind of see. I don't know if I can get my hand. No, I can't. This Hossinator, as they call it, it is bigger than my hand, and Buddy's got a large hand, and it barely fits in his hand. I'm hoping it hurries up and turns. We're thinking now. Oop. There it is. It's going to be a pound. The Jolenes are turning. Now we have quite a few more Hossinators on the vine. 2 right here. But as we go down, it's loaded. We just got to Be patient and let them start turning. Now look at all of these, guys. Now here is a roaster. It's large. It's not as big as the Hossinator. Okay, let's move to the squash. I completely stripped it right before my procedure. And that's because I have 2 squash left. So by tomorrow, those should be ready. And then we'll say goodbye to this one. We're also going to leave this squash because there's 2 on it as well. And when they come on, we're going to go ahead and remove it. Looks mighty bare here. It's because we took 3 of the cucumber plants out. This squash is going to stay until I get these 2 harvested. All the zucchini has been pulled. It's seen its better days. Y'all look in here. The bells are coming on. I think I've harvested 9. Here was the other row. Now these are San Marzanos. Remember, those were late coming in because I started them on the 3rd round. But every cucumber and squash has been pulled except this one. And I believe it's a gherkin. Remember, that's the one that someone wanted and they didn't pick it up. And I'm looking at the cucumber. So I decided to leave it. And it's got the copper coral. A couple of you wanted to know about this massive cayenne pepper plant. Look at this. It's like teardrops of peppers. Look at that one. I'm starting to think these are the longhorn cayennes. But it's massive. Because of all the water in the garden, I had to come out to show y'all the pepper plants. They had to get tied. We lost a few tomato limbs, but overall, we were blessed. Oop, I see some little red shining up in here, but I'm gonna give you a tour of the backside. The muscadines are holding good. Much cooler up here in the AC. Y'all, this old gal is appreciating the AC. But before we get into that, and all the goodies that's sitting here, my nose is itching. I'm fixing to insert a picture of the harvest that Buddy got this morning for me. We filled an entire platter up. So let me insert that. And then I'm also gonna insert 2 pictures. And I bet y'all can tell me what it is. So enjoy the 3 clips and then we'll be back to talk about them. What'd you think of that harvest? And yes, I'm making red hot cucumbers. Today is Saturday, so they were started, see, yesterday, today's the 3rd day, right? 2nd. Okay, they were started Thursday morning. It was real easy. I was able to just sit, peel them, and get them going. And then on day 2, which was day 2, which was yesterday. Remember, if y'all followed me on those red hots, it's a 4-day process. And the 2nd day, that's where the multi-steps have to come into play. Not necessarily the 3rd and 4th day, mainly the 2nd day. Well, you saw that I was cooking those on Old Faithful, our little tailgate propane stove. But if there's a will, there's a way. And I was not going to lose my cucumbers as I lost a whole freeze dryer full of food. So, we got that done. Today's day 3. We have power, we have AC. But let me back all the way up to Wednesday. The last time I saw y'all was actually Sunday, and I said, look, we'll do something Monday. Well, we couldn't. We had just a little thunder rumble come in, and we lost power. Not but an hour, but we wasn't sure. And I was like, you know what? We got a lot to get done. But he gave me an amazing anniversary, which our anniversary was yesterday. So Monday, he started gathering all the wood that was out there that he's been saving, this treated wood. And guys, he built all of my shutters. They are sanded. Today he is painting them, and hopefully late this evening they can get hung. But that's not all he did. He actually painted, we got the whole house painted in a linen white, because, you know, we used that old green that we had, you know, and we just bought 1 gallon to stretch it. So the house is painted linen white. I'll have to show y'all. And the gutters have been put on the east side, across the front, which faces south west, where the garden is, and only half up the west. Next month, we'll finish the west side and come down the north side, which is the back of the house. So that was my anniversary. I said, how long you had that wood? He said, about 11 months. But I cannot wait to, but I'm not going to give you a sneak peek. I'm waiting until they get hung so I can get a full picture how the house just completely changed. So that's why y'all didn't hear from me Monday. We had a lot going on, and Tuesday. So Wednesday morning, I went in for my procedure. Went fantastic. No problems. Everything's good. Little nauseous, kind of sore, but, you know, doable. You know, there was restrictions, and I'm going to follow them, but it was very doable. Everything great. It was Wednesday afternoon. Buddy had checked on the chickens, because I'm going to bring y'all through the whole week. So it had to be Wednesday afternoon. Yeah, we got back from the procedure. And he said, uh-oh, Lippy, one of your girls is limping. Well, y'all know I'm going out there. So he picks her up, and it looked like she's got a little small puncture on the bottom of her pad. So with Vetamycin, cleaned it, sprayed it, put a piece of gauze, wrapped it in tourniquet for animals. And of course, it's hot pink for my girls. So got the bandage changed. Let's see, that was Wednesday, so we got it changed Thursday and Friday. We're gonna have to change it today, but as of yesterday, it looks amazing. So I've got one sporting a little pink wrap, and she's doing great. She's putting weight on it. All is well. Then he went and on Thursday morning, and he checked the P.O. box. Y'all, I have got borage seeds. Let's see. I know I've got loofah seeds. There is marigold seeds. Lots of borage. What is this? White borage, blue borage. I mean, I am tickled pink. Every one of y'all knew when I said, I need borage and I can't find it. Y'all got it for me, and I greatly appreciate it. And if y'all that's watching has never grown borage in your gardens, you need to. Even though it's a pollinator welcoming, this is one of the best things to deter bugs. You saw that stink bug on Buddy's hand. That's why we pulled the squash and the zucchini. So that was just one. That's the only one we've seen. But we pulled them because they've done spent. And when the heat starts coming in, remember I told y'all back in March, early March when I was planning all of this, when the heat comes in, it brings in the bugs. And that's why I think that I don't have and never have had a problem with pests and bugs, is because I don't let my plants stay to the high heats, and we are in triple digits. They've done me well. I got 5 gallons of zucchini. I've already got almost 7 gallons. When I pull those, I'll be at 7 gallons of squash. We're good. I mean, what did we have? 3 squash plants? 4. 3 or 4, and I think I had 4 zucchini. I would say we done amazing. And there's 5 zucchini sitting over there of that picture that I showed you. So he got all of those pulled. We pulled those cucumbers. They were horrible. They were throwing odd-shaped cucumbers. They were yellowing. They were just very weak, and the sun was just eating them up. Obviously, these cucumbers are doing so well in the shade. That's where 95% of all of my pickling has come from, is those 2 cucumber plants in the shade. So, no more of me planting cucumbers in the sun. It's not what it used to be. But then Buddy reminded me, he said, you know, at our old place, we had a huge mulberry tree. The cucumbers was on a trellis, grew some of the best ones, and all we had was 3 plants, and I had to give cucumbers away. But the sun was off by noon because of that mulberry. And he's right when I started thinking about it. So that's what, 2020? No, it'd be 2019 because in 2020 we lost the garden. So 2019, and it was mainly in the shade, as these are. So yeah, no more planting cucumbers in the sun, not for Lippy. So all of that got removed. Thursday night, okay, this was not expected. And I started getting some text messages, keep an eye on the sky. And I went on YouTube, and Ryan Hall was live. And I had watched Mark at Weatherman Plus early that morning. It's kind of like I catch up on some news and weather first thing in the morning. Y'all know I answer your comments, emails, and all of that. And I said, wait a minute. And I mean, these tornadoes and these damaging 80-mile-per-hour winds. There was hail the size of a CD. I said, oh my God. And then he started watching, and I could see, and I had the Omega radar app, and I could see that it was starting to shift in a different direction. Although our local was not putting out the information till maybe 2 hours ahead of time, 3 hours, then all of a sudden phones are going off. We're watching Ryan Hall live, and we're like, uh-oh. Buddy starts gathering water. He starts getting the little generator. He does. I'm basically no help because I'm limited. I can't lift over 5 pounds, can't bend over, you know, different things. So he was getting everything ready, and we were prepared. I don't think we could have ever been prepared for what came our way. At 10:30, I guess it was, it started pouring. The rain started coming in. The wind is whistling. Come 11 o'clock, tornado warning. Power off. We kind of figured that though, right? But guys, it was a lightning storm I had never seen. In 58 years, I've never seen a lightning storm like this. And the winds, and you could hear things cracking and falling. It was excruciating. And then another tornado warned storm alert came on. At this point, we were like, there's nothing we can do but pray. And that we did. So I want to say it was probably about 6:15. I'm sitting where it's cooler, and I'm drinking some coffee because he had done, my nose itches, where he had done hooked up the generator so I could get my coffee. He said, Lippy, I'm going to have to go and get more diesel. He said, something tells me this is going to be a long day. That's all he said. So he striked out to go get diesel. He calls me 25 minutes into the ride. He said, honey, something bad came through here. There was trees on the roads. There's power lines hanging. I said, what? He said, there's no gas. There's no gas. He found one station, didn't even have a sign, but they must have had backup generators. They had taken a 4-lane highway and merged it to 1 lane, and there was officers there. They were allowing cars to come in and fuel up. So he got some gas. He gets back home. And I said, well, let's eat some breakfast. So I took my little camping stovetop, put it outside. We had some sausage and some eggs and grilled some toast. Life was good. He said, we need more fuel than this. Now, I said, well, we got all these cans. He said, no, Lippy. What I saw, he said, I want you to see this too. I said, okay, so we take off, but we're having to take back roads. That's because the main roads were all blocked with trees. He said, we've got to go get more. And he really wanted to pick me up, and, you know, of course, that'd be air conditioned in a truck. Wonderful. So we went riding, and I could see what was going on, and if, you know, if we needed anything else. And about that time, my daughter calls me. She can't get off her road. Trees down, no power. And I was like, oh no. Well, she struck out and was able to find fuel at one station. So life was good. And then they had to hunker down with no trees, newly built house, not a tree standing nowhere around this house, and the heat started coming in. So needless to say, they are not there at home. Their power company said it could be up to a week. So now they're having to stay elsewhere. And so she's going to make it like a mini vacation for the kids. And I totally, totally agree. So they can just have fun and do their thing. Now, yesterday was Friday, so we rocked on through Thursday. Guys, there was so much destruction. And we were okay. We had major limbs down. We had no trees down. There was no damage to the garden except some pop knots from some hail, and the wind snapped a few limbs off. Overall, we were spared here. 2 doors down, no. Buddy's sister, a tree took out their shed and their camper, I believe a carport, no injuries, and the home seemed saved. So there was just a lot of destruction, a lot of damage. So we were burning up, and Buddy's working on the generator. We have a window unit, so he was installing it to run the power to it in the bedroom to get some coolness when I got a phone call. And I had spoke to my brother yesterday morning. Being in a senior handicap apartments, I assumed that they would get power soon. So he seemed to be fine. I talked to him about 1 o'clock yesterday, I guess it was, somewhere around there. He had got out on his mobility little scooter to go outside, get some fresh air. 'Cause I told him, you know, don't raise the windows because I didn't want the humidity to come in because then it would increase the temperature in the apartment. And the neighbor said, she said, what are you doing? He said, I'm riding around trying to get cool. She said, you better get back in that house. And that's all that was said. She said she saw him ride to the porch. He gets off to sit down and he passes out. So she calls 911. Well, to make a long story short, he was brought to the closest hospital, and then last night he was transported to ICU. Either he got we know he got overheated, but did he take shallow breaths? Was he struggling breathing? Whatever, we don't know yet, but it moved a blood clot in his lung. So I don't have any news today. Today's Saturday. I hope, looking at the clock, I should get some news pretty soon. So even though I'm not supposed to drive, I got in the car. I'm not under medication. And I took off. I'm headed to his apartment to tend to his little dog, which is Gigi's brother, and to go to the hospital and see what's going on. Traffic was shut down. There was some pockets of gas stations, but from like a mile, you couldn't get in. I look at my gas gauge, and I never let my vehicle get below a quarter. Never. Well, I did. So then panic set in. I said, the only thing I can do is ease back to the main hospital, because the communication made it sound like he had already been transported, but he hadn't at that time. So I've got my sister on the phone. She's out hunting fuel. She found some way away. And the closest grocery store was 40 miles. They said that was open. So there was a lot of chaotic stuff, but I had to take back roads. And guys, I've never seen the destruction. And if they're saying straight line winds, I believe it. But some of the twisted trees makes me question it. But 80-mile-per-hour winds. So about 6 o'clock, I get a call from Buddy. He said, power is on. I said, what? And then it was blinking. I said, you're kidding. So last night, when we get ready to go to bed, bam, power is on, water from the well is running, life is good, and we gave our praise. A lot of people still have no power. So we are feeling very, very blessed to be so rural that ours was, and maybe it's because ours was a little bit quicker fix, but we went 23 hours in 113-degree heat index. Guys, it was stifling. So sitting in a truck with AC is a good thing. I promise you, I tested it. So let's see, that was last night. This morning, he harvested. I've got to do the third day of the cucumbers, freeze dryer. I had harvested all the herbs. They were in the freeze dryer. They had about 3 hours to go when the power went out. We lost it all. They immediately just got wet and soaking, and I was not fixing to try to put herbs in a freezer. That you're just running it like that. So, you know, and that's okay. It could have been trays of food, but it's still my oregano that I make my oregano oil with. It was my thyme. It was my parsley. And, you know, that's a big deal. That's still part of my food storage. So, you know, but it is what it is. The herbs will grow back. The heat shouldn't take them because they're located pretty much in the shade, so we should be okay. But that's what's been happening here. Tomorrow is Sunday. Buddy actually is going to do a video for y'all. I'm going to be in it, but he's going to start it. So I hope you watch that one. That's going to be a really good one. And it's putting something to the test. This is promotional, but I accepted this promotion because, well, y'all know why tomorrow. It's a comparison to something I tested, and I said, it sucks. So we shall see. So Buddy's going to do mainly the testing, and I'm just going to try it for a little bit until I know I'm able to go full-blown lippy fight on something. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. And tomorrow we will also show the results of the house if the shutters get hung. But I'm feeling a lot better. I know this is long drawn. I know I'm just like sitting and talking. Well, guys, that's all I can do right now. The mouth still works. So I'm going to get a cup of coffee, suck up some more AC, give my blessings. I've got some letters to answer, and I look forward to that. So all of y'all who sent these seeds, I can't thank you enough. And the well wishes and the birthdays, and y'all rock. You're just way, way too much. I'm very blessed to have y'all. So I'm going to end by saying, as always, stay safe, stay well, and God bless. And I will see y'all on the next one tomorrow, starring Mr. Buddy.